Hello crafters! Tonight we're going to go back to the Delivering Cheers stamp set and create some Christmas tags. Hi, I'm Joan and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I created this video for Joanssimplepapercrafts found right here on YouTube. If you're new here, I want to thank you for stopping by, and if you're a returning guest, welcome back. Be sure to subscribe by clicking the subscribe button below. That way you won't miss when I post a video, which is typically once a week. Now give me a few seconds so that I can turn the camera down and we can get started. And here's that Delivering Cheer tag that we're going to make today. And I have it using the Dazzeling paper for the background. I love that. And then this is the stamps that we're going to use. We're going to use the skirt and the presents. So first I want to do is stamp the skirt, because if you look, I have it on the green foil. You can find that in our mini catalog, and this you'll find in the Celebration catalog. And then the background, this background paper is from the, I think it's Tidings of Christmas, and I believe that's in the mini catalog as well. And the ribbon is not in the catalog. It is probably from last year's. It was white and I colored it green. You could use the white that is in the catalog, the everyday catalog, I think it's called crinkled seam binding, and then color it green or red, whichever color you'd want to make it, or you could even leave it white. Or you could use linen thread. That would work too. So let us get started with stamping our skirt. And we're going to use the red foil this time. And we're going to use our STAZON ink. And I am going to stamp the stamp with the ink rather than the reverse. That way I can make sure that it all gets stamped properly. And I do need a new stamp pad. And I'm waiting for it to come. It should have came, I think it's coming tomorrow actually. And I'm setting this down, and I don't want it to wiggle, because then we'll have really big feet and a really, really big skirt. And just pull it up. And it worked really well. So I'm just going to set it aside so that it can dry. And I'm going to tap this off with the lid. You don't throw out this plastic. That needs to be on there to keep it from drying out. And then I'm going to use our STAZON cleaner. So the STAZON ink has some kind of pigment in it that it's not in our other stamps. So it needs the cleaner to actually get it to come off the stamp. And it will even leave some residue on the stamp, but it won't hurt the stamp. So I am going to use my Stampin' scrub. And I'll put a little mist in there. I know they put a lot on the stamp, but I'd like to have some of the mist, because I don't want it to be 100% that STAZON cleaner, because that will over time it ruins the stamp, so you don't want to be using it all the time. So if you're not, use it only when you're using the STAZON ink. Got lots of bubbles. So now that's clean, but there's a residue there, so you can see the lines for the skirt where before you couldn't see that when it was brand new. So next we will punch the designer series paper, the Dazzeling. And so what you need is a 2" by 5 1/4 inch. And this is longer than that. So you just take that and punch it off. I've got a scallop tag topper. This is retired. So I would use the Delightful tag topper instead of this one, because this one's retired. Well, if you have this, you can use it, but I would try the Delightful tag topper. So that's in our everyday catalog, the annual catalog. So what I do is I put the tag inside the ridge there. I push it all the way to the back, and then I turn it around, because sometimes you want to see what's going on there, but we don't need to today. But I want to make sure that it's staying straight here, because we don't want it to be crooked and have the tag be crooked as well. So then I'm pushing down, and now I'm just holding the paper so it's not going to come out. And then now I can finish it. And there we go. And next we're going to want to put on our background paper. And this needs to be cut at 1 3/4 by 4 1/4. So I just made it at 1/4 inch less as wide. And then by putting it at 4 1/4, that'll give us nice spacing to put the girl on it still. I just need to get that out of the way. I put the tracker down, and then I can just use this trimmer. And then we'll just put this down with some tear and tape because of the sticking to the glitter. I don't know how well the glue would stick, so let's just use our tear and tape. And here it is. And I'm just going to just put it down. Probably didn't need to use the straight line. I could have probably just put a couple little pieces there. In fact, I'll put one down at the bottom in the middle here. And we'll put one up at the top and one in the center. And I probably could have done that on the entire card. Just tiny strips here. And then we'll just take your pick tool and get the paper off. And then just lay it down on the card. So I want it to be 1/8 of an inch around the top, on the sides, the bottom, and below this line right here, I think. This right here. So I'm not worried about the top part, but I do want the bottom and the sides to be 1/8 of an inch. So I've got that even there. And it's more than that on the top, so that's okay. Then next we want to see how our skirt's doing. I think we can cut that out. So we aren't going to need the legs, so I'm just going to trim off the legs, and I'm going to just start at the bottom of the skirt and just take my glasses off so I can see the line a lot better. And I'm cutting it right at the line of the skirt. But I do want to have the shoes, so I am going to show you how to fussy cut the shoes. So I'm taking the outer line, cutting right up to it. And then I'm taking the bottom part of the shoe to make it a point. And then let's do the other side. And I'm just going to trim that off because we don't need that. And next, I'm going up to the second shoe using the line. And then going back to do the point of the second shoe. And then the other side of the point. And then the side of the shoe. And then I'm going up straight for right now. And next we want to take the inside of the shoe. So we only want the top part of the shoe. So making a point, I'm going to make the turn. Then I'm going up the line of the shoe up to this for the second shoe. And I'm past that where their point is, so I'm just going to cut that off. So now we just have this tiny piece here, and I just need to make the V in there. And then I'm going to go on the other side, and let me just use my tweezers to hold that now, because there's nothing to hold anymore. So let me see where we're at. Oh, then I just need to just trim this other part of the shoe. There we have it. That is the shoe. And what I would do next is I would take my black marker with the nub on the end. Let me get this back on here again. And I'm just going to cover the edges. And I knocked it out of the tweezers. And what that's doing, it's finishing off the shoe. So I don't know, if you look at here, I can see the white. So I don't want to see any white. I want it to be the red and then the black outline of the shoe. So I could continue with that, but I've already done one, so we don't need to do that. Got one in reserve right here. Then we'll do finish the fussy cutting of the skirt. So I'm going up the ruffles on the skirt, or the folds of the skirt, and I'm just going on the outside of the line. And I just continue, and when I need to turn, I turn the paper, not the scissors. I don't know if you noticed that. And when I'm done with this, I would use that black marker again and finish off the edges. So you can see how the edges show. And first of all, I'm going to flatten that with my bone folder, because it just kind of, the edges kind of crimp because of the scissors. So that flattens it. And it actually kind of curves it downward. So that's why I do the back side, and plus I don't want to scratch the front of it. So then you just take the black marker and go along the edges here again, and so then you won't see any of the white. So I've already done that with this one right here, and I think I missed one spot. I see something white. So right there, right there. See, I missed these legs. Let's go ahead and take our markers. And we'll use the same color schemes. Let's go ahead and do the smoky slate first. And I am just going to use the long brush. And I'm going to do these big boxes on the top here. And I'm not going to do any shading on these. So I'm just doing simple strokes. And I'm not worrying about the lines showing, because the alcohol markers, with the alcohol markers, it just erases those lines and it's a smooth finish. So I really like these alcohol markers. Okay, that's that one. Then I'm going to use the ribbon. I'll do the ribbon for that, and that's going to be the light coral, calypso coral. And I've got the bull nose tip. So I can just do a light stroke. You do need to kind of cover all of it. I mean, it does spread a little bit, but you don't want to leave too much white space. So let's do this as coral calypso as well. Let me see, we'll do and I think that's all we'll do for that. And we've got our real red and just jade yet. So let's do just jade. And I am going to do this bottom box. And I think I must have used the the light Just Jade the last time because this is a little bit darker. Maybe it'll lighten up a little bit. That's okay if it's dark though. Then we'll use the Real Red, and let's use the dark Real Red. And I want the bull nose, or the wide brush. And then we're going to use the light red. That'll give us kind of a pinkish hue rather than the real sharp red. And then we'll go back to the Just Jade. And then I am just going to use the dark Real Red. And we'll use a bull's nose tip to finish those ribbons. All we have left is our arms, and I am going to use the ivory. And it only comes in one shade. So we're just going to apply that. I see a little bit of green that I want to top off, yeah. I think I'll use the bull nose tip though. I don't want to, probably something up here. Then next we want to do is do our trimming. So this we want to leave a little bit of the cardstock, the white cardstock, around the presents and the arms. And again, I'm just turning the paper rather than turning the scissors. So our celebration's going on right now. So when you spend $50 purchasing product like stamps and ink, markers, paper, and it can be in any catalog, you can pick one item out of the celebration catalog for free. So I got the bedazzling paper for free because I was able, as a demonstrator, I was able to pre-order. So I got that ahead of time. And now I'm just first getting around to showing you a lot of this because I wasn't able to order it right away. I had a family commitment, so the first part of July, so I didn't sit down and look at the catalog until later on. So let me back up here and place this on here. Now she doesn't have any legs, so let's bring this other dress in. And I've already fussy cut this, so we're going to put that underneath here. And let's see how that looks much better. So let's get that glued down, and we can use glue on the back of this because they've got some paper there that we can use on the back. And let me bring out my silicone mat so that my glue doesn't go all over the place. And I am using this multi-purpose glue, but I've got it in this needle nose tip for these fine, works really well on these fine detailed things. So, but I've got the needle nose here. Let me get the glue off from there. So that I can put it on without leaving a lot of glue in the background and making globs. I do sometimes, like when I first start out, I have a little glob there, but it's not as much as when I was doing my cards using a different holder. So get some glue on there. Okay, so that's the skirt. We got it in place. Oh, and I should have done her legs first. Hopefully you can get in there and get, let me try the other tip and see if I can get underneath the, yeah, I got right up to the line, so that's good. And then we're just gonna so we've got that, but her shoes, they're still white. So let's take these that I've done ahead of time, and we'll put some glue on the back, or actually I'm going to put it on here, and I'm going to spread it so it won't be oozing out all over, hopefully. And then we'll just drop this on here. And let's see if we can get it to shift a little bit to the left a little bit more. There. Now, oh, I should have left it go. There, I'm not going to touch the shoe part because that looks fine. So now we have them on the shoes on. So we have the girl. Let's give her a lift by putting some dimensionals on the back. Well, let's use the small ones. Here we go. And I am just going to put them one right down here. And then one on each side of her skirt. I don't want this to get messed up in the mail. So I'll put one in here and then one on the top part of her skirt. That should work. And then we'll just take those off right away, the backings. And now I'm just pushing it in to poke into the paper and then lifting it off. And that one didn't want to grab, so I just grabbed my hand. And I am just going to drop it about 1/4 of an inch, maybe closer to 3/8 of an inch. And then we'll do the same thing with this. Put some dimensionals on the back, and I'm going to use the small ones again. And just pull those off, and I am going to want to put one in the center. And see, there's still some white on there, so I'm going to trim that white off right down here. And I'm just going to take the white off the fingers and have it. So there was white on this edge of the finger, and I clipped that off, and there was white along this edge here, and I just kind of clipped it off. Clipped this off right up to like this knuckle, and I left the rest white because there's a bend there, a natural bend in the design. So then I'm just going to place it right here, right above the skirt. So now she needs a to from tag. So we've got an oval punch in the catalog, but I don't have that. I have some old oval punches, so I am going to use really old oval punch to do the punch. So if you don't have one, order one from the catalog. It's in the everyday catalog. So then we'll just put the to and from on here. And I don't have those prepared, so let me get those out of here. And since we're going on white paper, I can just use my regular stamp, the Memento ink. And I don't know if you can hear that. We've got an alarm going off in the background. There's tornado warnings, tornado watches actually, in Wisconsin. And there was some warnings north of here, but I'm safe, so don't worry. I don't need to be going anywhere yet. So that's the from, and we'll do the to next. Let's get the to up as high as we can. Sorry if my head was in the way. And I'm just going to pull it straight up. And then from is next. And pull it straight up. And I'm going to just close that ink pad up and then get my Stampin' scrub again. Now I won't need to mist this because we've sprayed it before. And these come really clean easily. So you don't have to worry about that. I don't really worry about whether they stain or not. It's just I don't want to have ink come off on the next project. So let's get that glued down. I'm going to glue it up on the top portion where the 2 is, and then we'll put a dimensional underneath. And we'll put it like right under the from, right here. So it's going to go right in this spot. And then we just need to make sure we've got the from going. And let's take that pick tool, take that paper off. There we go. So I think what we need to do next is put our ribbon on. So I think I am going to use some non-Stampin' Up ribbon. Actually, this might be Stampin' Up's. But I think it's in, right now I think it's on the clearance. I'm not sure. So I am going to grab about that much ribbon. We'll just tuck it through there. And we put it from the front to the back. And that gives you that nice loop there. And you don't have to see that in the back. So there we go. Let me do one more because I have some Dazzling that I cut off too short. So let me just make that into a small tag. So what we do is we're going to punch this out. We have some more Tidings of Christmas paper, but it's a little bit longer, so we need to trim that down to 2 inches. actually 1 3/4 inches. And then we have this paper at 3.5, and if we take a 1/4 inch off, it's more than that. So if I'm using the measurement underneath. So let's say it's 3 inches right through the line there. So we could do 2 5/8, I think. That should work for us. The Stampin' blends we're using are the dark Flirty Flamingo for the bottom box. Then the next one up would be the dark Real Red. And then again the dark Flirty Flamingo. And then the dark Real Red. And then at the top will be the dark Flirty Flamingo. And then the slanted one is this dark Smoke Slate. And the box below that is the dark Smoke Slate. And then we're using ivory for the arms. I almost forgot. I put holiday rhinestones. I used the red on this tag. I put 3 on the very top. And then for the other tag, I used the champagne rhinestones, and I put 3 of those on the very top. All right. So there we have it. I hope you like this project as much as I did. Now if you enjoyed today's video, would you do me 2 favors? Click the thumbs up emoji. That means you like it. And would you share it on social media with your crafting friends and pin it to Pinterest? These actions will help me to share my ideas with other crafters for free, and I'd really appreciate that. Be sure to hit the subscribe button below so you won't miss any future videos. If you have any questions, be sure to contact me. I'm here to help in any way that I can. If you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator. Just reach out to me. If you'd like to place a Stampin' Up! Order, or would you like a catalog, hop over to my website where you'll find the Shop Now button. To shop with me, you'll need to go to joanheberlein.stampinup.net. Bear with me a little bit longer because I want to let you know of the promotions going on right now. Experience everything the autumn season has to offer with this month's paper pumpkin kit. Whether you're thinking about crisp red apples or you're ready to carve some spooky jack-o'-lanterns, or both, the Haunts and Harvest Paper Pumpkin Kit is a hands-on crafting experience for all autumn lovers. The kit contains enough supplies to create 12 treat boxes. Offers a versatile autumnal experience with the selection of treat box styles. Take your pick of apple, pumpkin, or jack-o'-lantern treat boxes. The paper pumpkin box is even designed to easily transform into a vintage wheelbarrow to display your harvest. The Haunts and Harvest Paper Pumpkin Kit runs from August 11th through September 10th. The July-December mini catalog is here. Sales run from August 3rd through January 3rd. It's your passport to stunning seasonal projects. It contains all the products you'll need to craft, create, and celebrate during Halloween, Christmas, and more. Are you ready to celebrate? Celebration is one of our biggest promotions of the year. Are you ready to celebrate? During the celebration, you can earn exclusive products for free. For every $50 you spend, you can add your pick of a celebration product to the cart at no additional cost. Sale runs August 3rd through September 30th. Mark your calendars. I'll be back Monday, August 16th at 7 p.m. Central Time for more Christmas from the new mini catalog and the celebration catalog. I'll hope you'll be here to join me. Thanks so much for being here with me tonight. I look forward to next time. Bye for now, and don't forget to subscribe.